Hey guys, I just want to touch base with you guys again about some sitting posture. The other day we talked about people who slump, people who sit in a chair like this, and some of the things that they might experience in the low back and the hips. We showed you a couple exercises, but I want to address a different population of people, and those are the people who tend to sit on the edge of the chair, up maybe nice and tall, hyperextended in the low back. And this we see probably every bit as much as the opposite. And what we find with people who sit like this is they have a lot of tension that goes down the whole spine, from the back of the neck all the way down to that sacral area. A lot of tension, stiffness. Sometimes maybe they'll have neck pain or stiffness between the shoulder blades, even into the low back. A lot of times the hip flexors here will get really tight because our psoas has to work really hard to keep us upright without the support of a chair. So if this is you, and I want you to bring awareness to that, you might not even realize that, one of the things I want you to explore is what it feels like to sit all the way back in the chair and let the chair support you so you don't have to work, so you can let your whole body just relax in an upright posture. What you may find is, like many women or people who are of a certain height, that the feet don't fall flat on the floor. And that's one of the reasons why people will often come forward in a chair is to seek the floor, right? So when you come back all the way in the chair, if your feet don't touch the floor, you can easily just throw something underneath of them so that we maintain that nice supported upright posture. Feet are grounded. We can have that 90 degrees at the hip, 90 degrees at the knees, 90 degrees at the ankle, and we're able to work for longer periods of time. Not that we shouldn't still change position, but able to work for longer periods of time without as much muscle tension. What I do want you to notice, if you are someone who sits on the edge of the seat, is how extended you are. And sometimes just if we catch ourselves, we can just drop the tailbone down and find neutral again and be more comfortable there. It's a habit for you to sit like this, so you're probably not going to notice. But when you catch yourself, awareness is the key, right? When you catch yourself, you feel how hyperextended you are and how much your muscles are working, we can drop down and find neutral. You may not know where neutral is, and so you might have to explore and see what hyperextended feels like and what rounded or flexed feels like, and then look for the space in the middle. It's actually not a bad idea to do this side to a mirror, but for some people, if you're used to sitting like this will feel slumped. So to be able to find that place where you know that your body is just sitting on top of its pelvis, resting on both sit bones, rising up tall through the body without having to work so hard in the spine. Right? So that's the first piece, finding that awareness. If you catch yourself and you realize that you are one of these people, there's a couple of stretches that might actually feel good to you. So one is that we wrap the hands around and maybe give the self a hug. We tuck the chin in and just reach back in the mid-back to find a little space between the shoulder blades. That might feel like a really nice stretch to some of you that are always holding this tension here. Right? So just a nice hug. The other thing that sometimes feels really good is that if we roll down, allowing the hands to maybe relax to the floor, let the head relax, we can get a nice stretch that comes all the way down the length of the spine. Breathing in and out, maybe taking some deep breaths into the back body, feeling that expand even along the sides of the body and the rib cage. Now when we go to come back up, we want to be careful because a lot of people who have this hyperextension pattern have the tendency to want to extend, to come up, whether they're coming up from a seated fold or if you're bending forward. We want to retrain that we get the core working, that we draw into the belly to bring ourselves back to neutral, and then just gently rest the chest and shoulders atop the legs. Right? So once again, coming forward, you can roll forward, flexing in that lower spine, take some deep breaths into the back body. I'm sorry, my collar's in the way, that's why I keep lifting my head. Deep breaths into the back body, and then draw into the belly. Pull your belly in towards your back body, roll up till the lower spine rests right atop the hips, and then just let the shoulders rest on top of them without arching. Right? So give that a try. Bring some awareness to what kind of sitter you are, and see whether or not you need to bring some flexion or some hip hinging or some extension into your daily routine.